Today I'm going to explore the NLP presupposition, people are not their behaviors. In NLP, we've got a lot of assumptions that NLP is based on. We call them presuppositions. They are not necessarily the rules of NLP, but when we can utilize them as a filter for communication or looking at ourselves, other people, and the world around us, to me, they help to take away judgment, restore hope in humanity, and help to explain a little bit about what's going on. One of them that gets a lot of attention is a presupposition that people are not their behaviors. That was, oh, she's over there, over there. That was Grace. People are not their behaviors. We label people as slow learners, as learning disabled, as depressed, as anxious, as angry, as sad, as energetic, as rambunctious. We start to label people with medical terms, with behavioral terms, and it's not useful. When we start to label someone, we start to treat that person like that is who they are instead of what they're doing. If somebody doesn't have an identity of, and they sometimes do, but should they, an identity of depressed, that's more something that you do. That's a behavior that comes with the chemicals and emotions, but it's not who somebody is. There might be somebody who is angry a lot, but that's again a behavior, it's an outcome, and it's an emotion. But too many times people get labeled with their behaviors, but we are so much more than that. I have another YouTube video about the NLP communication model, so if you haven't yet looked at that one, please do. The output, the behaviors that we have are made up of so many things. The states and the emotions that we have, the movie that we have of the world, how we have distorted, deleted, and generalized what has just happened based on who we are, and the filters that we have, our beliefs, our history, our memories, our communication style, how we see the world. And all of that creates our own model of the world, and that triggers us in many different ways. And sometimes we have a behavior that comes out. It might be anger or sadness or depression, but they are behaviors. In another moment, we might have a different behavior. It might be joyful or happy or calm. But oftentimes what happens is that we see somebody's behavior, we label that person as that behavior. That becomes an identity statement, which really isn't fair. It's not fair to label them with their behavior because that's just an outcome of how they've processed information in a moment or over time. But another NLP presupposition says the most important information that you can find in a person or know about a person is their behavior. Because from a person's behavior, as I mentioned before, we can unpack and see where did that behavior come from in that moment or over time. Was it because of a person's history, their values, and their beliefs? Was it because of the movie in their mind and something that was triggered? Did they distort, delete, or generalize something in a way that wasn't useful, correct, or right? Or is it just that mood that they're in? Did something trigger a mood that they're in? So the most important information we can find out about a person is their behavior, because from there we can unpack so much about a person and where that outcome came from. But to label someone as their behavior or their diagnosis or their medical ailment, that's not who a person is. You are not your behaviors. You are a combination of who you are, and I think who you are is probably a whole different video that I can create, and I don't even know if I have an answer for it. Remember, the next time you see someone or you're doing something that is unbecoming, you're not that behavior. That's just something that's happened right at that moment. And if it's happening to you or from you and you don't want it, you can change that. But people are not their behaviors. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions I can answer, please let me know. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. See you next time.